Out of all the hundreds of world-famous podcasts, this is one of them. It's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Masks optional.
Hello, hello.
Happy day, happy day.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day, right?
Happy Labor Day.
Boom.
It's Labor Day and everybody gets a day off.
That's right.
Seems like they perhaps named that something else.
It's a celebrate your labor. Take the day off.
Right?
I mean, it's beautiful.
We celebrate Sobriety Day at the bar. Yeah, so...
VIP, drinks on me.
It's a Dave and Doc Podcast, folks. I'm Dave.
And I'm Doc.
And show number 31. 31. And welcome, folks. And if you're listening somewhere, but here's some alternatives for you. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Apple Music, Amazon, TuneIn, Alexa, all that stuff kind of goes together. iHeartRadio, our friends at Stitcher. Pocket Cast, Overcast, and I'm still turning Deezer down. So just, no, sorry, can't do it. No, it's no Deezer. And also on YouTube, you can watch the podcast, which is interestingly enough, that's seemingly more and more people are doing that.
That's awesome.
Instead of just listening. So
I mean, why not?
Right.
I mean, mannerisms.
Yeah, right. You get to see
your
craziness.
Your sexiness.
That's
They can look into your eyes.
That's right. That's
See
right.
it. See it.
That's right. You get lost in my eyes.
That's it, right?
From Deborah Gibson, 1987.
Deborah.
Yeah, she's not Debbie anymore.
No.
She's Deborah.
It's right. Deborah.
And so you can do all that, but the easiest way.
Deborah's on Deezer.
She is guaranteed number one on Deezer. You can go to the website, daveanddoc.com. That's Dave A&D.
And it's all there. At
DOC.com. Yeah, it's all there.
Go to the website.
You can hear it, listen to it, and view it, throw things at your screen. I don't care. Also, if you do the YouTube thing, go ahead and click the subscribe button. That'd be great.
Yeah, we need some more subscribers.
Tell some folks about it.
We just need some more people.
Or you know what? Just don't. Whatever.
At least they're watching it, right?
At least
we know they're watching it.
At least they're. I forget.
It's for the shirts too.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You know, I mean,
I like your shirt. You outshirted me this time.
I did that on purpose.
Did you? Did you decide?
So I'm gonna tell the truth. So I went to the gym because we're trying to get back. You know, which we'll get.
Yeah,
I got a thing about that.
Right.
But I'm not gonna lie. I got a little sweaty and it was not so fresh. And so I actually brought this shirt intentionally because I was like, if I need to change.
There you go.
And so it was just perfect. So I did. There was some planning. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. No,
because I don't usually outshirt you.
No.
My nervous Rex one was good, but I looked like there was something wrong with me.
Well, it looked like
I looked like I had a chromosomal abnormality, and I was like, I don't know what's
the camera thought we were trying to green screen some stuff.
I think so.
Chroma key some stuff.
Yeah, it kind of looked. Yeah. That was when I was doing my Matrix stuff too.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, maybe we should have done all that. We could have
next time
we could put.
We're in 4K, just so y'all know.
That's true. Takes a long time to render that crap, but we are 4K.
Is that okay? That's okay. Yeah, it didn't really look. Let's leave it alone. Okay, let's leave it be.
I'm wearing the wrong shirt.
Got the wrong shirt, right? Right. Oh my goodness.
So hey, folks, it is episode 31. It's a rainy Labor Day. A lot of plans today that just got jacked up because of the rain. So
people off trying to, whether it's grill out, get on the lake a little bit before it continues to get colder.
Ride some horses.
Whatever.
Whatever your outdoor activities are.
Get all your clutter cleaned up.
Yeah. But
we've got something to cheer you up.
Yeah. Mine was to move a data center, and sadly that will not take place now.
Not in the rain. That seems like a bad idea.
Seems like a bad idea.
Software equipment in the rain. What could possibly go wrong?
Could I do it? And have I done that kind of stuff before? I sure have. A little plastic wrap. You can get it done, but the cleanup afterwards is awful. Like the plastic wrap and all the water and stuff, it's just not worth it.
So. No. Sunny days will be here again.
So I guess it's just Dave and his recliner
today.
My
sunshine. Remember that song by Lynn?
Yes.
If You Steal My Sunshine.
I do.
And on that note, to steal your thunder, steal the sunshine. Dad jokes.
Dad jokes brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser, the king of dad jokes.
These are some good ones. We didn't have any write-ins today, but we've got some good. So here we go. So you ready?
Okay, yes, good.
What concert costs just 45 cents?
What's that?
50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
Do you think that's a concert that would ever happen? Because
maybe
I don't see that ever taking place.
I mean, you know,
he hanging upside down with Chad Kroger running around him.
Anything. I mean, if the price is right, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I'm pretty sure. And so to dovetail with that, what rock group has 4 men that don't sing?
What's that?
Mount Rushmore.
That's awful. That's awful. I apologize, folks.
It's okay. It's okay. I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon.
Yeah. I know where this is going. I think I know where this is going. But go ahead.
I'll let you know.
It was going to be
comes first.
It was going to be that
the
or
chicken or the egg.
I'm still waiting on shipping or I'm waiting on tracking.
That's it. My wife said I was immature. That actually is real.
That's accurate. That's accurate.
So I told her to get out of my fort.
I do have a whole day today. Maybe that's what I'll do.
Right? It's like, what'd you do? Well, I built a fort. You know, it was good. Oh man, where is it? There was one more. I can't find it. Dadgummit. And I'll mess it up. How does a man on the moon cut his hair?
How's that?
He clips it. I can't find it. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go without my cheat sheet.
Okay.
So I had to stop taking my dog to the pond.
Okay.
Because the ducks kept biting him. That's what I get for buying a purebred dog.
Oh no!
Oh, the humanity.
Speaking of humanity,
and we haven't had another sponsor, so I don't know. Are the
Right.
jokes getting worse? I feel like we still got.
There's
There's always a couple of good ones, and then I feel like you're
there's-
really just disappointed.
it's no disappointment. No.
Hey, what did Tennessee do to get their latest recruit? Bag full of money, cocaine, and hookers.
That's accurate. That's,
Right.
it was cheap cocaine. That's what got them in trouble. You got to get the real
that's
stuff.
called crack.
That's true. That's right. Crack is whack. So real quick, this story made national news right here in Tennessee, and it was in Memphis. I don't know if you heard about this, and I should have done a little more research to have because I really wanted to know a couple things about it. But there was a tractor and trailer carrying jars of Alfredo sauce.
No, I didn't hear about
And
it.
it wrecks, and the entire and Alfredo sauce was everywhere. It was terrible. Let me
always fumble.
let's see. Mile 11 of Interstate 55 in Memphis was sauced up. That's what
Stop
it says.
it.
That's what it says. That's from the New York Times. Yeah.
Did you hear my tongue? My tongue made a fart noise. Did you hear that? That was my tongue.
That was your tongue?
That was my tongue.
That's
like
impressive.
a little saliva bubble.
No.
I don't. Anyway, no, that's it's like doing something on some corduroy pants. Is what that is. Memphis. I lived in Memphis for a few years. I did because that's where I went to medical school.
Right.
With the Vistaprint.
Yeah. Did you ever run into any Alfredo sauce?
I will say I never ran into any Alfredo backups.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's Memphis. There's a lot of cool stuff in Memphis. I mean, there really is. And man, Memphis in May is pretty awesome because they have concerts, they have barbecue fest. There's all kinds of stuff. But I swear it just seems like so many bad things happen.
Well, one person said it did indeed smell great, like we were at an Olive Garden.
Stop.
No, I'm not joking.
Stop
That's a quote.
it. Oh,
that is a
my
quote. That is not a dad joke. That's a quote.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's not going to smell that way for long. But I think they got it all cleaned up. But anyway,
Wow.
little Alfredo sauce. I thought that was funny.
Memphis.
They're on the highway.
Memphis.
So a lot of stuff going on. Go Knowles.
Oh, man, how about that?
It was a late night for old Dave.
I had to go to bed. I couldn't.
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
so the game ended up being about 4 hours long, and Florida State, I felt like, dominated most of the game, and the score was not indicative of how that worked. But Florida State's 2-0, and I'm happy.
You're stoked.
But you know what? I'm not. I'm not delusional.
Understand.
They're 2-0.
Understand.
They may not win another game. I think they're talented, and I think they're definitely back on the way where I think they should be.
Again, moving in the right direction. This is year 3, and really it's more like year 2 because Norval took over in COVID, which was a disaster.
Right.
So I mean, they're moving in the right direction.
Yes, definitely moving in the right direction.
But again, I think it's a sobering deal because you have to keep your expectations. You have to have some reality about it. Just like Tennessee, my Vols. I mean, we can still score. And it was fantastic. I mean, and we're winning games that we're supposed to win,
right?
Because we had some episodes where that wasn't happening.
That's
I'm still a little worried about our defense.
Yeah.
Supposedly he's Coach Heupel's doing a great job recruiting, getting some good defensive people in. It'll be interesting, with the scheme wise. I feel like it's just hard to. It seemed like when you're that extreme, like offensive minded, to get a really, really good defense on top of it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being cynical. But even if we can just improve, because here's the thing, like look at Ohio State. So what was the knock on Ohio State all last year? Their defense was poop.
Right.
They could put up 49 points a game, but the defense was no good. So they get different defensive coordinators. Stole a guy from Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
He comes up in there and. I mean, they won a very physical game against Notre Dame.
They did.
And their offense didn't look good until really probably the fourth quarter, and they
exactly, yeah.
But you emphasize the defense so much, like, and I don't coach football, but and I know it's two separate teams, and you've got everybody's doing their individual work and their group work. I mean, how much does that mess you up when you really focus that much on one discipline? Because for Ohio State, I mean, that was their thing. They were like, no, we're going to turn all this around, and our offense, we're just set. And so we're just going to jet by everybody. And here's the thing. It's first game of the season, too. And here's the thing. Notre Dame may be better than we thought they were. It's not like, Brian Kelly left the cupboard bare. And
that's true.
And I mean, and Freeman, their new coach, what's his name? Is it Freeman?
I can't remember.
Sorry. But I mean, he's
love
been
him. With the program for a long
they love
time
him.
too,
And I mean,
so.
he seems like he's all in, seems like a well-disciplined coach. I mean, seems like he's got it. I mean, he's got it figured out.
Yeah.
Players still have to play. But so, I mean, then again, you're like, well, Notre Dame probably a good team. So anyway, it is what it is.
What happens there is like you kind of live by the sword and die by the sword.
Yes.
If you really focus, if you're an offensive-minded team, there's a couple things you have to understand. Number one, as your offense develops and as your offense gets better, and you're putting up more points, you're also not on the field as long.
True.
And so your defense is playing a lot. If you're a defensive-minded coach, then your offensive scheme changes to one of those where we're just going to run the ball and eat the clock, and you're going to gamble a little bit because you're so confident in your defense. So if 4th and 1, you're probably just going to go for it most of the time. So
right.
I mean, unless you're on your own one.
Understand.
But that seems like that's a bad idea. But
the analytics point to no.
The analytics say that's a bad idea.
And it is Coach Marcus Freeman. It is Freeman.
Is it what it is? Okay.
Yes.
So I mean, you have to kind of pick your poison. And I mean, ideally, you want an offense and defense that complements each other. And at the youth level, which is where I'm at, and all I'm qualified for, and I'm barely qualified for that, but you don't really have these problems because most of the time the same kids are playing both ways.
They're playing both ways.
So I mean, you don't really have that issue,
right.
But you look at the 85 Bears, or you look at you look at some of the older Michigan teams, and by older I don't even mean that old, like in the 90s and stuff, just really strong defensively, and I think about the 49ers with Harbaugh, very defensive mind.
Oh yeah,
we're going to run the ball and play defense. And I'm telling you, if you're going to pick a formula to win championships, that'll do it. True. I mean, that'll do it. If you can run the ball and play defense, then...
Well, and I mean, they've done a certain level of that even now with Coach Shanahan, right? It's a little bit different. I mean, now, and with Trey Lance emerging...
It's very heavy run-oriented,
but, yeah,
which his dad was the same way. Mike was the same way.
And you... I mean, yeah, Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
You know. And I mean, you have like Nick Bosa. And, I mean, hello.
Yeah.
You got some awesome.
Pretty good defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think so. You kind of have to just pick your poison because you're gonna kind of screw the other squad up either way.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you're very defensive minded, then you might not score a lot of points, and then your defense has a bad game, and you don't have that ability.
Right.
That's not your offensive forte. But
So I think it'll be interesting to see.
yeah, I mean,
But
again,
FSU 2-0, man.
2-0.
2-0, man.
And not 2-0 playing Cheeseburger University.
Agreed.
And
I agree.
And Banana Split Community College. We play. If you went to one of those folks, I'm very sorry.
How about Appalachian State?
I'm telling you, man.
Should have ran the perfect play to win the game, and he was just a little too pumped up. I mean, he floated it, but he just floated it too high.
It's in the guy's hands.
And I mean, but that's a
hard catch.
That's a really hard catch. I mean, if he just taken a little bit off of the float,
Yeah.
I mean, wide open. Because I wanted him to win.
It's the
I
thing-
was watching it, and I was like,
It's the thing that I love about Appalachian State, and we watched that game. But I mean, I'm like, because you can't just beat them. There's no just beating Appy State.
Right.
That coaching staff in that town, particularly playing them in Boone, you're going to get 150% for 4 quarters. Like they just won't. They're not ever going to lay down. I love that school. I love it.
I like them.
And I mean, I told Steven yesterday, I'm like, why didn't you go to Appy State? I mean, he's like, I don't know, Dad. I don't know. So, yeah. So, yeah, Florida State 2-0, college football season rolling. Got to watch College Game Day on Saturday while I was working in the shed.
How about that?
I was shedding it up a little bit.
The he shed.
The he shed. Got it cleaned out. Insulation's all hung.
You didn't spill any Alfredo sauce, did you?
I did not. No.
It was not.
The plan is to never have food in that shed.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Until Nugget gets in there.
Gets in there
with some strawberry protein drink and
that he holds like high and tight under his arm like a football. So
there you go. It's just natural movement.
That's it, right?
It's all natural. He's just practicing now. I mean, Tiger Woods was swinging a club at 2, wasn't he?
He's swinging a lot in his life. Hey-oh.
There's no coming back from that one.
And Steel Panther even wrote a song about Tiger Woods. They did.
Stop.
You remember that song?
Stop.
Oh, folks, look that one up. Hey, speaking of songs, you find some funny stuff on YouTube. You also find some stuff that's just weird as shit, but you find some funny stuff too. And I'm going to mess this guy's name up, but his name's Joshua Duchenne.
Or is it Duchenne?
It probably
Is it smelled? Is it smelled? Is it smelled like this? Is it spelled like Duchenne? Like because Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. It's a type of muscular dystrophy.
It's Du space Chene. So I thought it was maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought it maybe.
So
Duchenne.
it's two.
It's two. It's not hyphenated, but it's 2.
Ooh, I don't know.
So I don't know.
Sorry, brother.
So I'm going to call him Josh just because I feel like we know each other now. We're trying to have him on the show, folks. And what my goal is to have him on the show and then maybe have him play a little something for us live.
We can call him J-Do.
I'll call him whatever he wants. But somebody said that like he's just as funny as Weird Al. And that's high ground, right? Like you just can't.
Wow.
So I'm going to try to explain what he does. And this isn't all of his videos and everything because he's actually a very good musician as well. Some of his funnier stuff is I'm going to try to explain to you what this guy does. It's very difficult. And I have a clip to play for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
So what he does is he takes the temper and like the beat, the music of a song, emulates the lead singer of said song, but the lyrics are apple bottom jeans. No, I'm telling you. It's as funny as it sounds.
America.
So this one that I'm going to play for you.
I'm going to go ahead and apologize.
This one that
If he does One Republic apologize with apple bottom jeans, I will crap this chair.
So-
if you have already pre-programmed, because we didn't rehearse this.
No,
this I didn't even.
the one that I'm playing today
Oh my goodness!
is from the tune of Alice in Chains' "Man in the Box" with lyrics
Quit.
of apple bottom jeans. It's only about 2 minutes long, folks. So hang with us. Are you ready for this? This is good. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. It's a little hard without
The video
watching.
feed's going to continue. You're not. Are you showing the video of him, or this is just the? No, I mean the feed of us.
Oh, the feed. Yeah, this is
Okay.
us. Yeah, this is us. I didn't want to just throw the video on here of him without
No.
without
No.
a little bit of
That's
permission.
good. Okay, no, that's good. No,
But
no. I'm talking about more like my reaction to what.
So I will say this: it is a little hard sometimes to discern because he sounds just like Lane Staley did. I mean, the guy's unbelievable, but I mean, you got to understand he's doing this like he's Lane Staley, like Jerry Cantrell is standing to the right, and they're doing "Man in the Box." It's just with the lyrics of Apple Bottom Jeans. I don't know what to say.
I'm ready. Play that sucker, man. I'm ready.
Here we go, folks. It's I don't even know how to introduce this shit. It's just a mess.
J. Do Man in the Box, apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur. Okay,
You ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
I can't keep it straight.
It's amazing though, right? Like the mute. I mean, it's all good. Low, low, low. It is. Yeah. Here we go. I love it. This is beautiful.
Oh my God.
I did. So that.
So here's a. Oh, I hit my microphone to the side. Here's a question.
Yeah. I think I know what your question is going to be. Go ahead.
Who sits there late at night and ponders? I mean, you know,
It's kind of like the guy who swallows the knife on stage.
Oh, well, I guess
how does somebody figure out they can do that? Right? Like, how does that idea come to your mind? Like, hey, I'm going to stick a knife in my throat.
yes,
And get paid for
and
it.
not puncture myself.
Yeah.
So, and I guess he has to ask for copyright permission for both of those. I mean, because you can't really.
It's a parody of the song, so I don't know.
But the beat.
Yeah.
Because don't you remember Vanilla Ice? No, my beat is different. It goes ding, 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 ding. And David Bowie under pressure. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's the same beat.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice. Because the lyrics were different, you know, but they got him because the music was the same. That's why I'm just curious.
They got him because it was Vanilla Ice. Had it been a reputable artist, they're like, you know what? That's fine. Whatever. Queen would have been okay. Fine. Let's see. You know what? Freddie's okay. Go ahead and do your music.
Queen and David Bowie, yeah. I guess it was Queen's song and David Bowie was on it. Yes, that's actually correct. Sorry.
Under pressure.
That's what I just always think. What this world is about.
So Alice in Chains, Man in the Box, sung with the lyrics of
Apple bottom jeans.
Apple Bottom.
And the boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the flow. Next thing you know, should have got low.
And he sounds just like Lane Staley. I mean, like
no, that's crazy.
Amazingly so.
So the other songs, when he does he throw his voice and sound like the other singers too? Or
Yeah.
is it oh, that's crazy.
It's unbelievable. The guy's amazingly talented.
Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the strap. She turned around and Sorry.
So, folks, there you go. I'll put the link to his YouTube channel in the show notes. So if you want to go check it out, highly recommend. He's got some like original stuff too. So like it's not just him making parodies, but
he's got all kinds of stuff.
This dude's talented as crap.
That's amazing.
It does not look like he takes himself very seriously too, which is I love it.
Good.
So it's my kind of guy.
That's good.
I did think this would be a good segue though, because one of the lyrics is talking about baggy sweatpants.
Oh man.
And I know that
Let me just all right. So you know we're trying, like I said earlier, we're trying to get back to exercising because I've been out. Had the baby, beautiful. Hadn't been in the gym in a minute.
yeah.
You know, so gotten back into it here, and the skinny sweatpants. I'm gonna pause there and just let you digest the skinny sweatpants for those of you at home. And I also want to get your opinion on the skinny sweatpants because I'm not a fan of the skinny sweatpants. I don't see the purpose. I'm like, you know, and it's always somebody they have very well developed leg muscles,
Right.
and I don't understand. I'm like, if I had leg muscle like that, why don't you just wear shorts? Now, I'm not talking about the short shorts. You know, that's the other new thing. Go to the beach, you need the short shorts. Everybody wants the short shorts. I'm like, no, that doesn't look good. Okay, high schoolers, college kids, it really doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
You know, my wife tried to buy me a pair.
Oh,
That went nowhere,
No,
okay? And she keeps trying. Anyway, she wants to hike it up. I'm like, I know you
Mine
like
are
my legs
touching the
big,
knees.
but that's what
Mine are touching my
that's where
knees.
it's supposed to be.
Thanks to the Fab Five.
But
Thanks to the
that's
Fab
exactly
Five.
right. Changed
Yeah.
basketball
Yeah.
forever. I know. Even though Duke whooped him.
Time out.
That was good. That was UNC. That was George Lynch and Montross and
Still remember that.
Williams, Donald Williams.
Yeah.
Donald. Anyway, yeah. Well, first he walked. Let's go way back there. Weber walked. He should. It was a turnover right there, and the ref didn't see it. And then he goes down there and gets the corner, calls timeout. So I always said that was. That was some karma because he already turned the ball over.
He did.
So it was anyway.
That's accurate.
So I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, so the skinny sweatpants.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's always somebody. I mean, they are in good physical shape, and I'm like, you don't need it. So I'm like, okay, what's really going on? Number one, does that mean your calves are like the size of this little microphone holder?
Right.
Do you have like bad varicose veins? Have you had an accident with nair? Did you nair your hair and now you are bare and your legs do not fare so well over there
Because they have a chemical burn.
They have a chemical burn, right? It's like, so did you have some kind of accident, Or, I mean, is that where you inject your steroids? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could be any or none. I mean, I don't know. But it's not a good look. Baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the strap. No, you've got, these crazy shoes that say whatever they say and skinny sweatpants.
I have a hard time at the gym just with attire in general. because for me, it's a pair.
Well, we know you like to go with no pants. I mean,
yeah. And
it's kind of your go.
Tanova said, Dave, listen, you got to wear at least a towel. At least wear a towel. I said, okay. So it's usually a pair of gym shorts and like a shirt. And I know this sounds weird, but I actually like shirts. And you can kind of see with this. It's shit. Where's the damn camera? Okay, so like even in the summer,
You programmed. You put this.
I know, right? Like I don't. Okay. Damn it, Jimmy! I don't know how anything works anymore.
When they keep moving the record button.
But they do. It's ridiculous. So I tend to like when I'm working out, and this is just me.
I like to wear a skin type bodysuit with leopard print.
It would definitely.
I mean, it looks fantastic. And my Asics.
So
that's it.
And high heels. But
I get the wedge.
I actually like
the high
wearing.
heels, you can't get any stability. The wedge you can actually have.
That's true. It's a little wider.
Makes the calves
look
wider
better.
base. The calves
look wider
look better that way
base.
too. A little pressure pumps up. You get the little dimple.
But so like I actually like Lindsay buys me like a bunch of shirts that are like loose fitting but long sleeves, right? And I like pulling the sleeves up.
Yes.
I don't know why I like, and even in the summer I'll wear these.
I got some of those
I just like them. They're not hot because they're like really loose.
Right.
And everything.
No,
That's my typical attire at the gym. Here's what I need. I need that. I have to be wearing the shoes that I bought because we probably need to talk about my feet at some point in time. I think I got some jacked up in the feet there, Doc, and we just never talk about. But
Well, you have a flatter foot.
do I? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have a flatter foot.
Did-
I've seen you in socks.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't really ever had to inspect your feet.
Yeah, so I mean, like it kind of hurts when I run sometimes, so I had to
You
like.
probably have a flatter foot.
So I did find a good shoe, a good Nike running shoe that like it feels. So I got to
it's all about what kind of arch sport. You have.
yeah. So that shoe works. I need a towel, and I need my AirPods. Good to go.
That's it.
I don't need interaction with anybody. I don't need anything. But the attire thing, and most of the people at Tenova anyway, are wearing kind of the same thing.
Sure.
And I get that the ladies wear the tights and the stuff, but even most of the ladies are like wearing that, but like they're still wearing like a kind of a bulkier shirt.
Sure, it's not a right. It's,
But there's two types of people there.
it's not the.
There are the ladies that
That was the Rush back in the day.
the ladies.
Are you ready for the Rush?
The Rush,
And then it was Gold's Gym, and
and then it just died. But there's the ladies there that like to wear not a lot in a lot of places, and then everything else is like super skin tight, and I just don't know how comfortable that would be working out. But okay, and then there's the guys that do the same thing, and there's one guy in particular, same thing, skinny sweatpants, and the dude's jacked. He's also only like 5'1". If I'm taller than you, something's wrong. He's got this long hair, right? And he carries a gym bag, like a duffel bag with him. It's like, dude, how much stuff do you need? Are you just coming from the bank? Is it full of marked $100 bills? Did you get out of there?
cocaine.
It's like, right? And I mean, this guy's jacked.
Check out my pre-workout, man.
And he's always wearing this tank top, but not like a normal tank top, you know? Like, I mean, tank tops are fine, but it's the tank top that's kind of lower for the guys. Like, it's a little, I'm like, what, dude, what are you doing? And then he's always wearing the gray, skinny sweatpants. And I'm like, dude, I just, what are you doing? Don't do this to
It's all
yourself.
about the image. There was a guy at a gym I used to work out at years ago. He would wear it was almost like low cut tank top, almost like a wrestling singlet.
Yeah.
That's probably the same thing you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
But he would wear like it was more like a brief, like the skin tight. And so sometimes his tank top, like you couldn't tell whether he actually had any pants on or not. It was almost like he was running in like a Speedo. And he was like an old dude. I mean, he had to be like 50.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
And like what he would do, so he would lift and then he would get up and start doing like slides around the weight benches and stuff. And then he'd start like shadow boxing and stuff in between sets. And one time, like I think he did have on like Speedo briefs on, and actually one of the managers actually had to come and tell him and say, listen, that you need like some shorts that are identifiable.
We could see,
and he was jacked, and I'm like, he had to be on steroids. I mean, literally, he had to be like 50 something.
We could we could see your tape.
I mean, it's like, are you smuggling plums? I mean, are you smuggling plums? What are you doing here? I mean, it's a little tight, you know.
I don't understand.
It's more like seedless grapes, but that's
Hey-o.
but you know what I mean. I mean, I don't understand.
And listen, it's got to be hard at co-ed gyms for women. I get it, because a bunch of guys, and we're all.
It's a bunch of dudes.
You just can't. I mean, listen. We're you know,
some of those women, man. I mean, they ain't. It ain't no joke. Like pound for pound, they will make you feel bad about yourself. You're like, whoa.
But like
you're strong.
But sometimes it's like the
I know. Well, the image thing, the body image.
But it's like the ladies are on these machines and stuff, and things aren't covered up and stuff. And I'm like,
but some of that's on purpose, man.
I know. I'm like, you gotta like, just I don't know, folks. There's a place called The Beach that this attire is kind of just what you wear there, right? And I get that. And there's also a thing called a nude beach. So you can go there and like you can show it all. Let it all. Here's my taint. Here's my taint. Taint no problem here. You can do all that, but the gym is not that place. I mean, you know,
right.
I mean, you can't be nearly nude, and some of these people are like you're one fabric rip away from here it is.
It's like, oh, we had a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah. Yeah, like, oops, that popped out. You know, sorry. Let me shove this back in. I don't understand. I'm a gym shorts and shirt kind of guy. Like, I mean, let's be honest here. You know, I don't like to show off, so I like to hide this.
You just save it for later, right?
I just like, I'm hiding this.
That's it.
You know,
the case.
Yeah,
Got a case.
well, my 18-year-old, he's now 18, as of yesterday. I mean, he works out 3 or 4 times a week. I mean, he's getting to be a pretty big guy at this point. And like pair of shorts and a t-shirt. And that's all you need. It's all you need. So I don't understand. There's no reason to wear your singlet. I'm going to wrestle them dumbbells.
Some people wear like the like the no support, like the wrestling shoes, like the flat, they'll wear those. And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm like, are you still wrestling?
It's kind of like,
I just don't get it.
it's the White Goodman part thing, right? From Dodgeball. It's like, yeah, that's how you're dressed, like all the time, Which, who knew Ben Stiller got jacked for that role? I mean, he really did.
For a hilarious role.
Yeah.
And right? I mean,
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Bleed my own blood. That's right. That's right. Oh my goodness! And then at the end of the movie, my milkshake. And he's like the fat back. Yeah. Oh man.
Chuck Norris.
See it.
Let's see. So
wear some regular gym attire. There's no need.
Yeah. Wear regular attire.
There's no need. And I mean, we don't need skinny sweatpants.
We don't need them. No, I agree. I totally agree.
I mean, it's not a good look.
No.
It's just not.
And it doesn't seem like, and
again, like I said, they're fit. I'm like, I don't understand. Why not just wear some shorts to the knees, but you can still tell that your legs are muscular.
I guess it's the difference between someone who is fit for other people as opposed to just being fit for themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess that, yeah. Because I've never engaged anybody in a conversation, usually because the dude is quite massive, and I'm like, if I make him mad, I really don't feel like getting in a argument over this. I mean, I'd hate for my eyes to turn blue and my skin to turn green, and me just have to smash them. I mean, that would just be
right.
That would just be terrible. It would just be terrible. Anyway,
so
there you go.
So
look at this thing. It's like a.
You can tighten it up there on the side.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It is.
I think
it will
somebody
get loose
gets in.
over time.
I know what happens. Landon is still trying to get on this program, and he's sabotaging my gear and stuff every week.
Yeah,
that's why I'm
putting Vaseline on the windscreen.
Icy hot. I know. That's why my ears are always burning. You put the icy hot on the dadgum headphones. I know. Dadgum it.
So after the Florida State game last night, I was pretty jacked, and I'm like, I need to watch a movie. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to go to bed.
You're like, I can't.
No, I mean, I was going to go to bed, and there's a movie that I saw. Like, I don't even know how I saw the trailer for this.
You and your late night stuff, man.
Oh,
I'm
I know.
telling you.
I don't know how I saw the trailer for this, but I used to do radio, but I also used to do some radio engineering too, right? It's like tower sites and that sort of thing for like some TV stations and stuff too. So I kind of did the full gambit.
Yeah.
And the reason for that, folks, is because one of those pays a lot of money and one doesn't. Okay.
This makes sense.
So if you're going to climb towers, they will say, tell me how much you want me to pay you and I will meet you with a check. If you are on the air making money for the radio station, here's your free hot dog for the week. Now,
don't ask for another one.
Now drive your VW bus back home to the house you share with 9 other people.
The magic bus? Who rides the magic bus?
So there's a movie called Fall, and
which I'm not familiar with.
So the premise of the movie. Let me
Do
say.
They fall from a cell phone tower? That's a quick ending.
So let me. Right.
I ain't got no signal. Well, shit. Boom.
So so there's some spoilers here.
Okay.
So if you haven't seen this movie,
and I'm okay with this,
and honestly, if you haven't seen this movie and you can't figure out how the damn thing ends, come on. So, but I mean, if you're, if you haven't seen this movie, then talk amongst yourself because we are going to talk about it, and I will probably give some stuff away. So, the premise of the movie starts with two girls and a guy, and the guy and girl are
In a
married.
pizza place?
No, Ryan Reynolds was not in this movie.
Oh.
That would have been much better.
Oh.
But and they're rock climbers, right?
Okay.
And they're like free climbers.
Fall.
So they're climbing rocks and like they're like
In the fall.
like the side of a cliff. Mm-hmm. So the dude falls to his death, right? And that's how the movie starts. Girl gets super depressed. Of course, it's her husband, right? And she watches him fall and die. And she stops climbing, kind of goes into this spiral, and she becomes like, kind of an alcoholic or whatever. The other girl, which is her friend, comes back and says, listen, you got to get out of this. There's a tower site that's a 2,000-foot tower. It's somewhere in the middle of, I don't know where. I'm just going to say Texas. Let's just say Texas. In the middle of nowhere in Texas, which most tower sites are. She goes, I'm going to climb it this weekend. I want you to come with me. After some coaxing and some really bad acting, they end up at this tower site. Okay. And they climb all the way to the top of this, what used to be a TV tower site with in the broadcast. I mean, they actually climb to the broadcast antenna where the light is and all that stuff. So they're up there. I'll kind of leave it there.
They went all the way.
They did.
Okay.
So I'm watching that movie, and Steven's watching it with me, and he's laughing. He's like, is this giving you flashbacks and nightmares? I'm like, it does. Because what you don't realize is on the top of those towers, it's doing this, like the whole time. Like it's just moving. There's so much wind up there. It looks steady from the ground, but it is absolutely not.
Which the sway helps prevent it from falling.
It's all done,
Engineers.
it's all engineered.
Those
this way.
tricky engineers.
So it's the only way to keep it from falling and to like keep it. But anyway, like it was hurting my feet, like physical pain in my feet, physical pain in my hands, and like my stomach was in knots like the whole time. I'm telling you.
Got PTSD.
Yeah, and I didn't know that I did. But yeah, like I mean, it terrified me because I'm like, that's no joke. And like, they're not even using the right safety equipment. They didn't use gloves. I'm like, are you out of your stinking mind? That's metal that's out in the middle of the sun in Texas. It's 1,000,000 degrees. You have to wear gloves. And of course they're wearing the hot clothing too, right? They're wearing the skinny sweatpants and whatever. And it's like, that is not what you're going to wear to climbing
that.
Yeah,
sucker.
it's not going to happen.
I'm looking this up while you're talking.
They barely brought any water with them. I mean, like this is like, you have no idea what you're doing.
Except they do.
Except they do. So, but anyway, if you've ever had that, if you've ever like had that, I don't know, if you've ever done that job or whatever, that's a good movie to watch, and you will know if you have a little PTSD watching the movie, because I had physical pain.
I mean, that's a little concerning, man. We might have to talk about that.
Yeah, I felt like I was going to.
If you were really feeling that.
Oh, I was when they were stepping on the tower.
It made $8.3 million at the box office.
Did it really?
On a $3 million budget.
How about that? Yeah, profitable.
I mean, there you go.
But I mean, like when they were climbing the tower, and like they were showing like them like their hands like physically climbing. My hands hurt, and then my feet physically hurt when I was watching them climb it. So yeah. Little PTSD, man, from watching that, but not a great movie, but not a terrible movie either. So worth watching. But and honestly, right now, just thinking about some of the scenes, like my stomach's like getting knotted up. Yeah, so I can tell you that I was kind of afraid of heights anyway, but after doing some of that work, I'm absolutely petrified of heights now. But yeah, so
wow. Wow.
Interesting premise to the movie, and
it has Negan in it.
Who?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh,
Walking Dead.
Oh, that's I don't. Yeah, that show never appealed to me. Isn't there like another spinoff of it too?
Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead.
Like the Walking Dead, like buy a pizza shop and
they just get. Well, they're going to have a movie, I guess, still at some point.
Of course they will.
This stuff. I kind of lost interest when Rick got taken away in the helicopter and was like mortally wounded.
I know that everybody started loving that show and all this stuff, and everybody loves the zombies, but not me. I was not a zombie guy. Nothing beats a good Friday the 13th movie marathon weekend. Maybe that's what I'll do today, since I can't do the data center. It's Jason all day.
All day.
Anyway, that's the movie Fall. I didn't really have anything else to say about it other than that, but interesting movie, cool concept. I don't feel like that's something that's been done before per se. But yeah, it did bring to life that I think I do. I think I do have a little PTSD.
I mean, I was just reading about some of that. It kind of what I thought was going to happen. There you go.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, come on.
Anyway, so how long did you do that? How long did you have to do that?
You know, I mean, I did it for the better part of. Some of it was during radio. We'll have to have a whole show to talk about my career in radio because it was kind of in and out, and the way that I actually got into it. Yeah, Van Halen
Radio.
The way that I got into radio was the early years of Dave. Is a pretty good story actually. We'll have to tell it sometime.
Oh, that'd be
I think it's a good story anyway. I don't know. Other people might say I don't give a shit, but
it's okay.
I think it's a good story.
It's our podcast. We can do what we want.
That's exactly right. Right.
I can ask questions. We can be self-deprecating and laugh.
We might have an episode talking about garden hoses, folks.
I mean, we could.
We might. What's your favorite hose, Jimmy? I like them slinky ones that I can put in my pocket.
That's right. Oh my Lord!
I like a pocket hose. But so you know, I off and on for I don't know how many years.
Long time.
Yeah. So, and just like and not just that, but just like going to the tower sites. Like people don't realize you see these things driving down the road, and you don't really ever think about them. But when you go to these sites, there's nobody there. You're on top of a flipping mountain with a giant stick in the air, couple little buildings because other people have things on the tower, right? And you're in this little building, and like there's really like there's no cell service. There's no like it's not a great situation
if something happens. So like I mean, and it doesn't. I mean, you're not always going up there in the dead of summer when like it's just nice and you can drive around. The wintertime also exists, and I had a Silverado, a Chevy Silverado one time that did not make it all the way up. It was impossible. The snow was basically up to my waist, and like it's like I can't get. And so like I had to actually have somebody like come with a tow truck to pull it back down the mountain. I had to wait like a couple days because of the snow. Oh yeah. Did you have to eat somebody?
Jimmy didn't make it.
That's what I thought.
I had to eat Jimmy. No, luckily, I was at a spot where I still had cell phone service, and there was somebody with me.
Did DoorDash come to you?
They did. They brought some Long John Silver's.
Oh yes.
I said, bring extra crumbs.
Yes, I need the bonus batter.
Hook
me up.
So luckily,
Hush puppies.
Because in the wintertime, like if you're going to go to a tower site, you should always take somebody with you anyway. Even if you're not climbing, you should take somebody with you. But if not, somebody should know you're going to be there, so they're going to like be checking on you. Or you take somebody with you, particularly in the wintertime. Like you never go alone in the winter because you have to. So there's somebody to eat. No, it's just because you never know what you're going to run into. And luckily, both of us, like one of us was able to get cell phone service and like got somebody to come, pick us up. So it was all fine. I actually walked probably 300 feet in snow that was up to my knees that same day though to get to the tower because I still had to do the job.
Wow.
Like holding equipment to change out, walking in snow. And if you've ever walked in snow that you have to put your feet all the way down in and out, it's exhausting.
Of course, your vertical challenges probably
made it
a little bit higher.
Like I was hoping I could just walk on top of the snow.
Did you wear skinny sweatpants when you did this?
I did, of course. I did. Shorty got low to the snow.
Teabagging all the way.
Yeah, I was. Oh, definitely. Oh, listen. My taint was cold, as I was the rest of me too. But
have you ever heard it called the gooch?
The gooch?
The gooch.
Oh no, I haven't heard it.
Okay, I just wondered. That's a Johnny Knoxville.
That sounds gross.
Called it the gooch.
The gooch.
The gooch.
Johnny Knoxville.
I do like some jackass. I'm pretty immature like that, though.
Oh, I am too. Listen, I mean,
Steve-O's swallowing the fish and then like purposefully trying to throw it back up, and he gets the thing out and throws it up in the bowl, and the thing is still alive and swims in the bowl. The sweat cocktail. Did you ever see
yes,
that one?
yes.
That's nasty.
That's disgusting.
That where Preston's on the treadmill and they've got him in one of those plastic sweatsuits.
Oh.
And they drain all
Yeah, I
out,
know.
and Steve-O
It's
takes a
disgusting.
shot out of it.
Listen.
And I mean, come on now.
Yeah. That.
Or when they play Electric Avenue and they're going through the hallway with all the tasers and stuff on them.
Yeah.
It's like Pontius and what's his well, Steve-O's in there, of course, but it's Pontius, Steve-O. Anyway, yeah. It's a few of them. I was trying to think of the guy's name that died.
You know, Steve-O's in. He's actually in one of the Steel Panther videos.
Was he in the fall movie?
He and Chuck Liddell are in the same video. Partly like tomorrow's the end of the world, folks. Look that one up on YouTube.
Steel Panther.
And Steve-O's in the beginning of the video, like playing with hedge clippers, like flipping them up and catching them. It's like, good God, dude, you're gonna die. And he's probably really doing it. Like that's probably not even like it's not fake.
That's disturbing. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so that's that, and like, we'll have an episode to talk kind of about the
Dedication.
radio stuff.
That'll be good.
It was an interesting life, particularly the high school football games that I did. Getting yelled at by old men because I don't know how to open a window. You wasn't here when they built this place.
No, I wasn't.
That's right, and you probably won't be here many years longer either. But I'll be here after you.
I'll open that window when they pry my dead cold fingers off of it, or they bury you 6 feet.
That guy. I still remember that guy. And the old man that came and told me one night that like, hey, they need to turn this music down. Like, it's like the game hasn't even started yet, and this music is playing. I'm like, the kids are warming up. He's like, yeah, but I mean, we can't sit here and listen to this music. Oh, and not to mention the fact that I had nothing to do with it. I'm like, I don't control that. I got this little radio thing.
We went to a 8th grade football game last weekend, not this weekend, last weekend.
Yeah.
In the middle of the game, like actually maybe I don't remember. Anyway, and we took Bennett, all 8-week-old Bennett.
Yeah.
This dude, number one, he thought he was cool, the PA announcer.
They always do.
And no, but there's a difference. Like so he's trying to give commentary, but but he's the PA announcer.
You don't do that.
So and so with the mullet.
That's
so he's trying to like do both. I'm like, no, that's not what you do.
So and so on the run, so and so on the tackle.
Correct. Yes, sir. No.
What down is it?
No.
Shut up.
He had he had like extra stuff. And I'm sitting there looking at this anyway. So then he plays all this ridiculous music in between. And then he plays the Undertaker theme song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Was
The
this on
feedback,
third down?
Feedback on they had called a timeout. The feedback on the microphone was so shrill, like it was hurting my ears. And so I go into dad mode. I'm like, I'm going up there. I don't care if he's fat and got 100 pounds on me and tattooed, which he was. I'm going to beat his ass. And that was where I was.
Well,
and I mean, I think I looked at the people in front. I said, that guy is a joke. And it was these high school kids. So immediately they thought I was the coolest thing ever.
Of course.
And I'm like, but about that time, the commissioner he's sprinting up the steps.
Yeah.
And he and so anyway, he gives the guy like 1-4 and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, I swear, I think somebody else was calling the game after that. Like, I think they just,
yeah.
Oh, I was so mad. Cause I mean, my son is sitting there and
it could damage your ears.
Yes. And I was like, if I had a hearing aid, I just lost. I mean, it was awful. And I mean, I was going, I was like, that's it. I'm going to get a bat and a chair and that's going to be the end of it. I don't care. I don't care if he has 100 pounds on me.
I love that when they finally give somebody the opportunity. And Hall's asked me a couple times to do the PA, and it's just never worked
out.
But
you would be good at it. You see what I'm saying? That's the you wouldn't be doing that garbage.
No.
If you're warming up, it doesn't matter. That's fine. But the shrillness, I mean, the game is going on. It's like fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you can't do that stuff.
And I'm like, do you not see these people? I mean, and people are like, and then after the game, people are still like, we're walking out and there are people like in scooters, like people that have disabilities talking about how awful that was.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that's bad. If after the game nobody's talking about the game, they're talking about the bull crap that was going on up in the press box.
There was a kid. He wasn't a kid. He was 19 when I was doing football on radio.
And I know I got you off track. I'm sorry, but I forgot to tell you about this. But I sent you that text. I was like, this PA guy. Oh my goodness.
So he wanted to be our sideline reporter, right?
Yes.
And I cannot tell you the level of perfection that I want in a broadcast. Like, I can't. I've loosened up a lot, okay? I have loosened up a lot. Because
So you're telling me you would have been playing the Undertaker's theme music in that scenario with the... Okay, right.
when I was doing games on radio, like, I'm like, commercial breaks need to be tight. Like, I'm telling the people back, like, doing the board, like, no, it's got to be tighter. It's got to be tighter. The audio quality, I'm constantly adjusting it. I'm getting better equipment. Like I was a perfectionist
because it mattered to you.
I treated it like it was. I mean, I did like the preparation I put into it and like the pre and post production stuff. Like every week had like a little teaser. Like it played like the highlights of last week, going into the opening billboards and all this. Anyway, so this guy who I'd interacted with a little bit. And didn't have a bad voice and seemed to know football. And I said, okay, listen. I said, you never worked with me on this stuff. I said, so understand, you do not speak until I tell you to speak. And when you are done, you will be done. I have the button. I said, this is not a democracy. This is my show. I'm the one that puts all the hours into it and everything, and this is not.
So if you really want to be on this,
yeah, if you really want to do
there's one way in and one way out.
I said, so I'm not. We're not doing like commentary every little bit or whatever. And I'm like, so you're going to stand on the home sideline no matter what game. So that because it's really hard. It's really hard with a high school football radio budget to buy microphones that can carry a big distance.
Sure,
so like you're going to have to be close to the press box.
Sure.
And he's like, okay, all this stuff, and like. He's trying to chase down coaches before they're going in the locker room and stuff. He's trying to go full ESPN. So after game one, I'm like, hey, buddy, we're not ESPN. Okay?
Right. I like the thought.
I do love it, but I'm like, these are high school coaches. They have no obligation to speak to the media. So they will knock the shit out of you. I mean, they just will. Like, I watched him get shoved a couple times. Like, get that microphone out of my face.
Right, get away from me.
Plus, it's high school ball, so, like, some of these games...
You got 20 minutes.
And some of these games at halftime, I mean, it's like 45-0. You ain't in a good mood. You're getting killed.
Right.
So...
Yeah, you ain't going to talk about it.
So we did that. So, and then, like, during the game, and, like, then he's like, he'd be down there waving at me to turn his microphone on. Like, he had something major. And one night, I just had enough. I'm like, fine. So I point at him, flip it, and he can hear me, right? He goes, Dave, I'm down here, and I just wanted to let you know it is really hot down here. And what I said to him on the air, live on a broadcast, was, I'm just going to call him Jimmy. I'm like, well, Jimmy, it's 98 degrees outside. Seems like that's logical.
And I'm in a metal box.
Yeah. I'm like, thanks for the weather report. And I didn't turn his microphone on the rest of the night. He goes, man, I was trying to get your attention. I said, yeah, I saw you. We're done.
Bye, Jimmy.
He got about 2 games.
Bye, Jimmy.
I
love it. Call him Jimmy.
But yeah, so what happens is people on these PAs and stuff, they finally get an opportunity to do this. And so what happens is they go into pure Bob Uecker mode. And they think oh, this is my shot.
Yes.
And I've got this collective audience. And I'm going to do all this stuff. And it sounds terrible.
It was horrible.
As a PA announcer, your job is to be invisible. It really is.
It was horrible.
If you're doing radio, you're doing commentary, that's one thing.
No, he was the PA guy.
But the PA guy is
Jimmy
on a 5-yard carry, tackle by number 32, Jimmy Jr., play results at a first down. That's it. That's all you do.
Yeah, there wasn't any of that. There was
that's all you do.
All this additional.
It's in and out.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
I mean, you can't I was not. And you could, I mean, it's a homer thing. So you can still do like the, results at a first down. Okay, that's fine.
It's so irritating. Like I said, those high school, I mean, I must have just looked angry as
I'm sure you did.
I said, that guy is a joke. And they were just like, yeah, yeah. I was like, I'm not going to do anything to y'all. Why are you looking at me like that? Yes, I'm intense because this is garbage.
You can't do
My
that.
sister's like, it's okay. The commissioner's going up there. I'm like, well, he better have like some brass knuckles and stuff.
Yeah, that's one of those where
Going
you
back
go
to
up
the
there.
car. Where's my tire?
That's one of those where you go up there and you just unplug the mic and say, dude, you're done for the day. You're done.
Like I said, I mean, I did not look back up there because I was so. I mean, it did. Laura was convinced that somebody else was the PA for the rest of the. I mean, it was only like there were maybe 3 or 4 minutes left in the whole game, and I will admit, I mean, the commentary stuff stopped. I thought it was the same voice, but she swore she's like, no, it's a different pitch, and there was no more commentary. And I'm pretty sure the commish went up there and let him have it.
So was he trying to use the sound system?
It was on his phone.
Yeah,
and so what would happen is when he'd get a text message or a DM or whatever, go doot 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 doot. Oh, I know you'd be dying. Yes, Dave. Yeah, you could hear that over the PA system.
I would have went up there and said, "Hey, buddy, listen, just won't you take a seat? I'll do this for free. I'll do it for free. I don't know anything about these teams. I got you."
Do you have a lineup sheet?
Yeah,
that's all. I
don't even need that. I don't even need that.
We'll just call numbers.
It'll be
fine. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was bad.
That's his moment of glory, though. That's what happens. These people. I mean, it's people.
Okay, then I'm gonna have a better heart about it and be like, you know what? That was his one shot, one shining moment.
No, he's still a dipshit. You don't have to have a good heart about him. The guy's a dipshit. You can't play those. So first of all, those PA microphones in general.
And I dubbed the Unforgiven. Whoa.
So I mean, those PA microphones, for the most part, they bought them in 1934, and they've never replaced them.
True,
and they're terrible.
That's true.
Like they're like even if they were Shure microphones, right, and good at one point in time.
The Shure,
like the
SM7B,
the gradient stuff on the top, like even has like little pieces of food and stuff stuck in it, so they don't even work really well anymore.
That's disgusting.
Oh, it's completely disgusting. And then when you're trying to like,
Jimmy got stuff in his beard and got it on the mic.
When you're trying to like hold your phone up or something and play music, like you're asking. I mean, it's just never that stuff has to be in the sound system, and most high schools in this area do not have a good sound system.
True,
they just don't. Some stadiums do.
True,
but most do not. So. Yeah,
it's because it costs money.
It does, and basically what they do is they get the horns, right? That's what they get, and they put a 500-watt amplifier on them, and there's no modulation, and it just is what it is. It's about the same as if you could just yell really loud. That's the quality. That's it. You know, I mean, and that's why your better PA guys just you turn the microphone on, tell me what just happened, and so if I'm a parent, I'm like, oh, 32, that's my son. Yeah. You know, you don't say stuff like he got rocked or what. Dude, just shut your damn mouth.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
You're not doing yourself any favors.
I knew you would have some good discussion.
I wish I'd been there. I would have went and counseled the kid.
No, you would have gone up there.
Like, listen, buddy,
you'd have had enough.
I've done a little bit of this in my life, and let me just kind of give you some.
I mean, the Kona ice did not take the edge off.
It didn't.
No,
it didn't at all.
And it was so hot. Oh, it was so bad. Yeah. 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 It was bad.
Well, if you guys ever need a PA guy and I'm free, let me know.
Hey, thanks.
I'll be happy for free. I'll come out. I just free hot dog. That's basic. I'm used to that in broadcasting. I mean, maybe that's what you get.
Maybe some Kona ice.
Maybe some Kona ice if I do a good job.
If the Kona, oh no,
if I do a good job.
No, we give everybody a participation trophy now, Dave. So you can have the Kona ice,
jack it up,
but you might only be able to get one flavor.
Okay? Oh, okay.
If you do a good job, you can do like Callan and make a rainbow.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, yeah. And the princess gets what the princess wants.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
I will have to say it's so cute to watch them. She and Kate eat that stuff. Mm-hmm. You can just tell how happy they are. And I'm like the kid. I'm like, it's like falling on my shirt because I mean, I haven't and they're like they're looking at me. They got their little spoons and they're just sitting there, and here I am, just gnawing away at. I know, but
you're chewing at the cardboard.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. I'm like into it. I'm like, oh yeah. And mine's not gonna melt. They're like, Daddy, mine melted. Yeah, that's because you didn't eat it in 5 seconds like your daddy did.
Speaking of food,
good segue. Oh yeah, hey, happy birthday! Obviously, happy birthday, Steve.
Yeah.
Big 18,
turned 18,
and we went out to eat.
We did. So we said, hey, where do you want to go? Right? Because I mean, we always let him pick or whatever. And we went to a restaurant that that we've been to quite a bit. It's called the Storming Crab. It's down on Kingston Pike.
Which I've heard is very delicious.
It's unbelievable. It's
and I mean, in seafood, we don't have a ton of seafood options here.
That's right.
So it's really nice when you get a good place.
It is. And it's a broil, right? Like they have other stuff. They have some fried stuff, but like most of it, like their good stuff is really broiled,
Right.
And so
I love me some broiled seafood.
yeah, and they broil it in like
I don't feel like
so I did
like a fatty when I'm coming out there, even if I eat a bunch.
I know, right?
It just feels better. I'm serious. Anyway.
So I ate I got the Cajun seasoning
Yes.
and hot
Yes.
on the spice scale, and I got some Dungeness crab.
Yes.
Steven got some snow crab, a couple of lobster tails. He was
Of course he did.
He was up.
Of course he did.
Birthday dinner turning 18.
He's a happy boy. Happy boy.
So we were trying to figure out who was going to come. We invited you guys too.
I know. Thank you.
And that would have been hard with the baby. I get it. I mean, it's not. I mean, Nugget was hard enough to deal with there.
But he did really good for one.
He did really good. He was kind of laughing and
He just
looking
being
around,
himself.
and people
He
were
just
just like watching him and laughing,
Just being himself.
being himself. So we call ahead.
Still want him to have the mullet. It'll be like a Morgan Wallen awesome hairstyle. I'm not kidding you.
He's close to having a mullet.
You should really let Chelsea cut that out to make it look like
So
that.
Chelsea came over to cut his hair the other day, but that's a different story.
I'm telling you. We're getting off track. Okay, go back to the Storming Crab. Storming Crab.
So
Delicious.
So Steven said that's where I want to go. We're like, cool, let's go.
Good
All right.
choice.
So
And
we
good
decide.
choice.
So we
Good choice.
decide who's going, right?
Yes.
So we're like, all right. So
Here we go.
We had a group of 10.
Yeah, nice.
This is key to this story.
Okay.
10.
They added gratuity.
Well, of course they did.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Anyway.
it's 10.
Okay.
10 people.
I give it a 10.
Give it a 10.
Me and Billy Bob. 10.
So Lindsay calls.
Miss Davis, you go prom me.
And the first thing they said was, okay, cool, whatever, reservation for 10, great.
Yes.
They said, so just so you know, when it's a party,
It's a party.
they said we have to hold a credit card just in case there's damage.
Sookie. And
What the hell do you think we're doing? What are we... Damage? First of all, this place has metal tables, metal chairs, and
it's the mallets to crack the shells.
and it's they don't even do that.
You just pull it apart.
And then
does it all just pull apart, or do you have to get your little thing, kind of break it up?
They give you the thing. I generally don't use those though.
just pull it.
I can usually get it. I can
use your teeth.
Yeah, I can usually get it up. But in the restaurant itself, it's like just wood panel walls and everything. It looks like inside of a boat, like it's supposed to, right?
Okay.
And people sign the wall and stuff, right?
Yes,
So there's handwriting everywhere.
I got
right?
you. I got you.
So I'm not sure what kind of damage we could do if we wanted to.
A credit card for damage.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we're like,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. 10 people.
Hotels do it. It's
Okay.
whatever. So
Okay.
we get there.
Okay.
So we get there to the crab. They did not hold a credit card for damages, which that was fine. We were prepared for that. That's not a problem. But they didn't. So they take us to our table. The hostess takes us to our
So
table.
bizarre. Okay.
And
I'm with you.
And they're like, all right, these are your two tables. The two tables are not side by side. They're back to front, or back to back, or back to front, whatever.
Oh, no.
And each table has 8 chairs. And reservation for 10. But this is where it gets weird. So like, and we're sitting there and we're like, well, we'll have to just break it up 5 and 5. They're giving us both tables and 5 people sit over here. I'm like, well, no, we all got to sit together. So me, I'm starting to get a little upset. I'm like, this ain't rocket science, folks. I called ahead to make a reservation.
Right. Make me a table.
We told you how many people were coming.
so that everybody can sit together.
And so Lindsay was like, let's just, whatever. And I'm like, no. I go into Dave mode. And I'm like, this is not acceptable. This isn't acceptable. You're either gonna accommodate us, or we're just go somewhere else. Like, it's Kingston Pike. There's a lot of good. I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not. It ain't a party of 60. We're not taking over the whole restaurant. It's 10 people.
Right.
10.
Right.
And one of them's Nugget.
Right.
He doesn't even count.
Right. He can sit wherever.
So anyway, so the lady
He'll just eat everybody's food off the table.
looks at us completely serious, 100% serious.
Oh, no.
It says, well, we can't put tables together because of the fire marshal. What? The fire marshal? She goes, yeah, it could block the entrance or exit. Now, I just want to tell you where these tables are located. They're against a wall in the corner of the restaurant. Ain't nobody blocking nothing there. So like, there's a little section in the middle, and if you haven't been there, it's kind of hard to describe.
Yeah, I've not been there.
So there's a little section in the middle that, like, that's typically probably where, like, parties and stuff happen.
Yeah.
And there's tables that are side by side there that are very easy to just get together. And I said, well, over there looks like it's got the adequate amount of seats, and those two tables could go right together because they're already, like, pretty close together anyway. She goes, well, yeah, and again, we can't because of there's not an exit there, so the fire marshal, whatever. So she said, can you guys go back to the hostess stand and we'll see what we can work out for you? And I'm like, well, we're getting ready to work out the door. That's what's getting ready to take place.
Oh my God.
So all this hubbub, you wouldn't believe, like it was like a national security meeting, right? Like, I mean, like I'm waiting for the president to slide in and start, it's like the Geneva Convention. And so then the manager shows up and the manager's like, just put those two tables together.
You're kidding. You're kidding.
And it's like, well, and somebody mentioned, well, what about the fire code? And it's like, it's an open, nothing's getting blocked. And like, okay, well, we just didn't want to burn. I'm like, you people. And again, the food is wonderful.
Good.
And they treated Steven really good because they found out it was his birthday and they were super nice to him and all this stuff and like all this. And like
I still don't understand.
The whole thing was weird from the beginning.
The whole table thing.
I don't either. I don't get it. I've never been somewhere where this has been an issue. Like
people put tables together all the time.
Of course they do.
And part of calling ahead and saying, hey, it's going to be a larger party is that allows you. Now, if you're like 30 people deep, okay.
Sure.
You may have to have 2 or 3 tables.
Right.
Large, whatever.
Totally get that.
But I mean, a lot of places are even designed to where, like, if you can pull the tables together or it's separate seating. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's separate, but then if there's a big group, we just smushed them all together.
Yeah. I had no idea. I'm still very perplexed.
And let me tell you something. If the place catches on fire, we turn the table over to get out, or we're going to pick it up and throw it through the window to get out, right? I mean, that's no.
So while we're there,
it just
right?
doesn't make
so
any
after
sense.
This, I can't, like, I keep making fun of it, right? Like, I just can't let it go.
Because you can't let it go. Imagine that.
So then 3 people had birthdays last night.
Do they sing?
Not only did they sing, Doc, they brought a cake with a candle.
Yes.
And so every time I saw a candle, I said, is that a fire?
Yes, of course.
Do we need to call the fire marshal? And Lindsay's like, will you just shut up and eat your food? I'm like, no, I can't really let this go because it's pure stupidity.
There was a seafood restaurant in Morristown called the Mayflower, and they would sing happy birthday to everybody.
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday. It's your day. Happy birthday. It's your day.
Here's some batter.
We at Mayflower just like to say, bonus batter to you. It's your day.
The Mayflower. So there was a Mayflower in Virginia as well.
I'm sure it was,
And it was the same.
Did they wear the garb? Like
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And the food,
it is okay. It is okay.
Felt like it
wasn't fresh.
I felt like it was.
It wasn't fresh.
What's the
smelled like toe jam?
What's the what's the brand? The frozen fish sticks. Gorton's. I kind of felt like all the shit there was from like the Gorton's fish.
Could have been.
I really felt like
could have been.
You know.
CPAC is the other one. CPAC's pretty good.
CPAC, yeah.
Yeah, CPAC and Gorton's. Those are the two.
That's the Gorton's fisherman, and he looks like the guy from Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes, he does.
Like, like just that's the guy.
Yes, in
the
yellow ring. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. You know this. That's right.
Fish sticks. I want some fish sticks.
Yes.
But yeah, so the dinner was fine, but it was super weird, this whole fire marshal thing. And I'm like, what? Did the fire marshal just show? So it made me
and do
worried.
you ever feel like then they're just over analyzing your party because you're sitting there basically telling them they're stupid?
Yes.
I mean, that, yeah. I mean, I've had that happen before too. Where
It was 10 people.
We didn't say anything, but yeah.
It was 10 people.
Yeah.
It wasn't 100. We weren't trying to close the place down.
You definitely got some Cajun seasoning on your meal.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure I did. And then and
broiled.
I mean, and so the guy, the original guy,
I think it's hilarious. The manager was just like, "Yes, put the tables together."
Right. Like, put the tables together. And so, like, the original guy that seated us,
Common sense.
like, we were like,
Common sense.
the original guy that seated us brought us over there to these tables. He's like, here you go. And just walked away. Lindsay's like, well, we need a high chair. Like, we need, and like, I didn't see him again the rest of the night.
Oh, this generation.
Oh, I know.
That's
We've lost our logic.
Yes.
I
can't do it.
We just lost our ability to reason.
I can't program it on my phone.
Now, again, had they told us on the phone, hey, listen, if this goes over 2 tables, we don't push tables together. Because I've been places where they say, listen, we don't push tables together. And in one place in particular, and this was years and years ago, said we don't push tables together. And I'm like, oh, well, how come? They're like, because they're bolted to the floor. And I'm like, that's a good reason.
And we can't move them. There you go.
It's like, that's a good reason. I totally get that. That's perfectly fine. But, like, I mean, 10 people, man. Come on, Storm and Crab.
That's bad.
And I love this place, and it's not cheap. Like
Right.
it ain't
Right.
Gorton's
No, it's
fisherman stuff. I mean, it ain't 99 cents for a fish stick.
It ain't the Gortons or the C-Pack at the Quick Sack.
Yeah, I mean the final bill was
You
it
pay.
started with a 4, so
yes.
it was not cheap.
Had about 5 digits total.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like I mean we could have went to Fleming's, could have went to Ruth's Chris.
Also delicious.
And would have had no issues. We would have been in Misaki. That's where we would have been. But Misaki, sadly, is no longer with us.
Until they reopen it under a different name.
It's all boarded up now, too.
Ooh.
It's sad. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's where we would have been.
Maybe that's the end of it.
It might be. I kind of felt like that's what would happen, though. They would open it up and call it Misaki. I don't know. Whatever the other connotation of that is. Misaki.
Well, it was Miyabi back in the day. And it was Kia, and I think it was like
Was it?
Kyoto. Yeah, Miyabi. So, and there was something about they rename it. There was like some purpose, like that's actually purposeful. I'm not this smart. I don't know. But Miyabi.
I wonder if it had something to do with like health scores.
Well, maybe. I mean, hello.
The place was not the cleanest place.
I mean, they get the lemon scent going to,
like you look up in the ceiling and you're like, there ain't been nobody up there cleaning nothing.
No.
Ever.
No.
But we loved it. I loved that place.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys there, we actually got to know some of the cooks really well. And he was like just awesome,
Just working hard.
Yeah, I loved it. But
I think COVID probably hurt them.
I really think so.
Put a big hurting.
And I heard that it was like really hard to work there. Hey, funny story about that place is the last time we were there was is it somebody's birthday? Was it my birthday? I don't know. Hell, I don't know. We were there for somebody's something.
Somebody had a birthday.
And our
Ooh, had a birthday.
waitress was we just kind of started a conversation with her, and particularly like Stephen and Lindsay's nephew, because she's pretty cute. So they were kind of talking with her and everything. But so she said that she was going to film school in New York. And I'm like, oh, really? She goes, yeah, I want to be an actress. And like, it wasn't like, I'm an actress. Like, she's like, I want to be an actress. And like, I can see it, right? She's very personable, very pretty, very like, I could just, you could kind of see that.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, I actually auditioned for a movie and got the role. And I'm like, oh, cool. Is it something we know? And she goes, well, it's not been announced yet, but it's Shazam 2. And I'm like, oh. And so like, I didn't see anything until just recently they announced Shazam 2. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if she's in the movie. So I'm excited. So I'm going to watch
that?
Shazam 2. I can't remember her name.
She's lady number 3.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the role is going to be,
But it's the breakout role. And introducing
dead girl behind the cashier or something, like whatever. Like Corpse 4.
Shazam. She is Zam.
I always wanted to play a cadaver like on Criminal Minds. Like I thought that'd be fun just to play a cadaver. Dave, how'd you get into role? Well, I really, really had to focus on making myself look dead. Can you imagine? I'm a method actor. So
Right. I'm getting into character.
Got to get into character.
Let me sit on this cold table. Got to get real cold. Real
Cadaver
cold.
3.
Put some makeup on me.
But yeah, so the birthday dinner, and that was the whole ordeal. Don't understand. And I normally don't say
You didn't pull the fire alarm on the way out.
No, I didn't. I was waiting for it any time,
It didn't happen.
And the first person that trips, see, we told you. Now you're going to die.
You can't get out. You can't get out. I'm glad the food was good.
The food was.
I'm telling you, man. I think I jinxed you though, because
I know you did
everything. Yeah, and then there's the story.
Of
the fire marshal Bill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
In Living Color, Jim.
Oh yeah, Jim Carrey.
Oh my goodness. You should have just gone right into character as Fire Marshal Bill.
I should.
That would have been hilarious.
I should have offered to call the fire marshal. Let's call the fire marshal.
As a matter of fact, can we just call him and see about these tables?
And
what's his name?
And on the phone, he's going to say, "Put the tables together."
He's like, I think it's okay.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, just move the table out of the way if you got to run.
And it didn't really block anything anyway.
Of course not.
That's what I don't understand. Like there was an exit right behind the two tables. Like I don't understand. Like it's not.
Oh, somebody would have had to have hurdled that table if they were coming from the right angle, 30-degree angle. You'd have to slide over the table like a Duke boy getting into the general lead. That's racist.
So anyway, that's my story to the birthday dinner.
Fire Marshal Dave.
Fire Marshal Dave.
Fire Marshal Dave to the rescue. I swear if you'd have gone into character, that would have made it so much funnier.
I should have.
You'd be like, well, a matter of fact,
I was too.
I know about this.
I mean, like we had reservations for 4:00 because I said, listen, we gotta be back by 7:30. I drove separate and everything. I'm like, Florida State plays at 7:30. And my butt will be in front of
That's a true fan.
Oh, listen, no joke. I drove separately.
Did anybody ride with you?
Yeah, Steven and Lindsay's nephew rode with me.
Okay, there you go.
Because it's like Steven's like, yeah, like we're leaving if we're like, because
doesn't that make him your nephew too?
Yeah, I don't know why I say that. Like I just say, I know I don't. I always say that. I don't know why.
Is it Caden?
Yeah, it's Caden.
Oh, I know Caden.
I know you know Caden.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, nobody else knows him probably on the podcast.
They all know him now.
So they all know him,
Whoops, sorry,
dude. I mean, I just don't, so yeah.
He's your nephew too, right?
He's my nephew. I'll start. I don't know why I say it. I don't know. That's why. I guess it's dependent upon the side of the family, and I think that maybe that's what I do. Like it's Lindsay's nephew. He's also my nephew.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because like somebody's not your cousin,
right?
But it's her cousin,
right?
I got you.
Do you think we're cousins?
We might be. We might be brothers with another mother or something.
Maybe.
I mean, you never know.
You want to go in together and buy a horse?
I mean, maybe.
Do you want to? I'd like to. I wonder how much they cost.
A lot.
I bet they're expensive.
It's a lot.
Seems like you'd have to have a lot of cash to maintain that.
It's a lot.
It seems like,
yeah.
I'm not sure what you get out of that.
Horse riding.
You get horse riding. I mean, people do sell horses, like horse trading, right? That's a thing.
I would. Yeah, there's no way that's got to be harder than you know what. Anyway,
I can't imagine it's profitable. I can tell you that.
Probably not.
Seems like kind of a bottomless
It's like
pit.
raising cows. I mean, unless you're like really into it, it's the same.
Yeah,
you're not. And you can't. Horses don't have nipples, so you can't milk them.
No.
You can milk anything with nipples.
Just like a cat.
That's it.
It's little teeth.
I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Think you milk me?
It's like I took its little, its little teeth. I got nipples.
Could you milk me? We'll do better next time, folks. Coming up with episode 32. Magic.
Yeah, right?
Magic.
Yeah.
That'll be it. Thank you, America. Thank you, Canada.
America. Hey,
thank you, Germany.
Thank you, everybody.
Listen to us on the platforms. Which platforms, Dave?
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Stitcher. Amazon, Alexa, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Overcast, and Pocket Cast.
Not Deezer.
And not Deezer. iHeartRadio, if I didn't say that. And also on YouTube, you can watch the podcast in 4K at your leisure.
That's right. At your leisure.
At your leisure. And you can get it all right on the website if that's what you want to do. DaveDoc.com. DaveDoc.com.
Boom.
That's it.
See y'all.
See you, folks.